Welcome to another deep dive. We've got a fascinating one for you today.
Oh, yeah.
Let me tell you, this one really gets into challenging conventional narratives about history and religion.
And even the nature of knowledge itself.
Exactly. So we're diving into a transcript of a lecture by this Brazilian researcher named Rogério Chola.
Yeah, I know Chola.
You know Chola.
Yeah, he's kind of a legend in the mythology world. Really into unconventional thinking.
That's putting it lightly.
Yeah, and that's exactly why we're doing this deep dive.
Yeah, to really get into some of his wilder ideas.
To see if there's anything to them.
To see if they hold up.
Yeah, and to see what we can uncover.
So you've obviously read the entire lecture transcript.
Yep, cover to cover.
And I am ready to have my mind blown. So what's the most jaw-dropping claim Chola makes?
I mean, right off the bat, Chola doesn't hold back. He throws down this gauntlet.
Okay.
He claims he was personally approached by a powerful being.
Whoa, wait a minute. A powerful being, like some kind of
supernatural entity.
yeah, supernatural entity, yeah.
It's pretty wild.
Did he describe it? Like, what did this being look like?
He doesn't really get into specifics, about the encounter.
Okay.
But it's clear that this wasn't just some random thought he had or, a dream. He presents it as like a real, tangible experience.
Okay, so he's being serious.
Totally. And here's the real kicker. He refused.
He refused.
Yeah, he said no.
He turned down an offer to start a new religion. I mean, that's not something you hear every day.
I know, right? So that's a big deal.
That's a huge deal. Why would he do that?
Okay, so this is where things start to get really interesting. Chola, he claims that religions as they exist today, they're actually designed to hold humanity back.
Okay.
He says that they're tools of control, meant to keep knowledge away from the masses.
So he's basically saying religions are a conspiracy
Essentially.
to keep us in the dark. Well, what kind of knowledge is he talking about?
Yeah.
And who's behind this whole, scheme?
That's the thing with Chola. He raises way more questions than he answers. But his claims, I mean, they make you think, right? Like, look throughout history. We've seen how information gets suppressed and often by religious institutions.
Right, like the Galileo.
Galileo, yeah.
He was condemned by the church just for supporting the idea that the earth revolves around the sun.
Which is, true.
Which is, scientific fact now, but it contradicted, the religious view at the time.
Right. So maybe there is some historical precedent for this idea that, certain powers don't want us to know certain things.
Exactly. It's a pattern.
Yeah. But Chola, he doesn't just say that knowledge is being suppressed. He goes a step further, right?
Oh, yeah, he does.
He suggests that this whole concept of God.
It's a fabrication.
Yeah.
He says that this idea of a single, all-powerful God.
It's a relatively new invention.
Exactly. You don't really find it in ancient myths.
Right.
Those stories often depict like a more complex, a tapestry of powerful beings.
So instead of one God, ancient cultures believed in many gods.
It's not quite that simple.
What Chola's saying is that ancient mythologies weren't just about worshiping these deities.
Oh.
They were like complex systems of knowledge,
Okay.
like encoded within these stories and symbols.
Okay, so the myths themselves contain this hidden knowledge.
Yeah, that's the idea. And the crazy thing is that a lot of these myths,
Yeah.
like from totally different cultures across the world,
Yeah.
they share these striking similarities.
What? Give me an example.
Okay, well, Chola points to this recurring motif of the cosmic egg. He claims he's found this in over 75 different mythologies.
25.
Yeah, from all over the world. The idea is that our universe
Okay.
and possibly other universes emerged from this primordial cosmic egg.
A cosmic egg. That sounds like something out of Star Wars.
Yeah, right.
Is there any, scientific basis for this idea?
What's so interesting is that modern physics is actually starting to echo some of these ancient ideas.
Oh, wow.
Like, for example, the concept of the multiverse.
Mhm.
This idea that our universe is just one of many. It gaining a lot of traction with, theoretical physicists.
Okay.
And then there's this whole mystery of the missing antimatter.
Antimatter, yeah.
So scientists believe that equal amounts of matter and antimatter should have been created in the Big Bang,
Yeah.
but we only observe matter in our universe. So where'd all the antimatter go?
It's a good question. So maybe these ancient cultures, maybe they were onto something.
Yeah, maybe we were.
Maybe their myths were more than just stories, right? Maybe they were glimpses into some deeper truths about the universe.
Glimpses behind the curtain.
But where do these powerful beings fit into all of this?
Right.
If they're not this God that we typically think of,
Yeah.
who are they?
Yeah.
And what do they want?
That's the million-dollar question. And this is where Chola really takes us on a wild ride.
Okay.
He suggests that these beings, the ones he calls gods, they might not be as superior as we've been led to believe.
Hold on. So the beings who can, like, create religions
Mm-hmm.
and manipulate humanity, they're actually inferior.
Well, he doesn't exactly use that word.
Okay.
He uses this word sagacity.
Sagacity.
Yeah, and he's describing like a kind of wisdom
Yeah,
that
right.
goes beyond, just having information or advanced technology.
Okay.
It's more about understanding the interconnectedness of things, seeing the bigger picture, having a depth of comprehension.
So that's what they lack.
He thinks these powerful beings might lack that.
Okay, so maybe inferior isn't the right word,
Yeah,
but they're not as wise as we are.
potentially. Yeah.
Then why are they so obsessed with controlling us?
Okay, so this is a great example. Chola talks about the Dogon tribe in Africa.
The Dogon tribe, okay?
They've had, for thousands of years, incredibly detailed knowledge about the Sirius star system.
Really?
Yeah, they knew about the existence of a companion star
Okay.
that modern science only recently confirmed.
So how do they know all of this? Did they have, like, ancient telescopes or something?
That's the mystery. Chola suggests that this knowledge might have come from somewhere else.
Like these powerful beings.
Exactly. But his point is that even though these beings might possess advanced information
Right.
or technology, they may not fully grasp the significance
Oh, I see.
or implications of it.
So they're giving us pieces of a puzzle,
Yeah,
but they don't know what the full picture looks like.
that's a great way to put it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And maybe, just maybe,
Yeah.
that's where humanity comes in.
Okay.
Maybe we possess that capacity for understanding.
That's sagacity.
Yeah, that sagacity
That's a real-
that these beings lack. And that's what they're both intrigued by and threatened by.
Wow.
Right?
That is fascinating.
It's wild stuff.
It is a wild ride.
Yeah.
I mean, just in this first part of the transcript, Chola has really challenged a lot of assumptions.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
And he's definitely given us a lot to think about.
Yeah.
So we're going to take a quick break, and then we're going to come back and dive even deeper into Chola's ideas.
Can't wait. This is great.
So we're like the wild card in their cosmic game.
Mm.
Unpredictable, potentially powerful,
Mm.
and maybe even a little dangerous to them.
Yeah.
But if these beings, if they want to keep us in the dark, why allow these myths to exist at all?
Right.
Why not just erase them entirely?
Well, this is where Chola's argument takes another turn. He suggests that these powerful beings might have underestimated us.
Underestimated us.
Yeah. Maybe they thought these myths will be dismissed as just fables?
Okay.
Primitive stories? No real significance?
So they thought we'd just miss the deeper meaning.
Yeah, like hidden in plain sight.
Like we wouldn't be able to connect the dots.
Exactly. They didn't realize how deeply these stories would resonate with us.
Right.
You know, how they'd spark our imagination,
Yeah.
plant seeds of curiosity that would, blossom over generations.
It's almost like they accidentally gave us the keys to the kingdom,
Mm-hmm.
and they're now watching nervously to see if we figure out how to use them.
That's a great way to put it. It's like a...
It's kind of like giving a kid, a
Yeah.
chemistry set and being
Yeah.
like, don't blow anything up.
Exactly.
And then they go and create, a new element or something.
Right.
It's awesome.
So the question becomes,
Yeah.
if these myths really do hold the key
Okay.
to unlocking like a deeper understanding of the universe
Yeah.
and our place in it, where do we even begin? There's so many myths and legends out there. Which ones should we focus on?
Yeah, it's overwhelming.
Right.
Where do we even start this cosmic treasure hunt? Does Chola give us any pointers?
He does. He specifically mentions the Dogon tribe's knowledge of Sirius
Okay.
as a great starting point. He says, dive deeper into their mythology.
Okay.
Explore how a culture without modern technology could have known about a star system that's invisible to the naked eye.
Right. Okay. So start with this specific example. Something tangible. What else?
He also highlights the recurring motif of the cosmic egg.
Right. Which we talked about earlier.
Yeah, exactly. And it appears in so many different cultures.
Right.
And he believes that points to a much different, maybe more accurate understanding of our origins than what we're typically taught.
Right. That idea that our universe and maybe even other universes
Yeah.
emerged from this primordial egg.
Mm-hmm.
It really challenges those traditional creation narratives, doesn't it?
It really does.
I mean, a cosmic egg is a lot more interesting than just a void.
Right? Oh, yeah, for sure.
Visually, I mean.
Visually,
yeah.
definitely. Yeah, it sparks the imagination.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what Chola wants us to do. He wants us to use our imagination to look beyond those literal interpretations
Okay.
and seek those deeper truths.
The metaphors.
Yeah, exactly. The metaphors encoded within these ancient narratives.
So instead of just reading these myths as literal stories,
Right.
we need to think symbolically, look for those hidden meanings.
It's like learning a new language.
Yeah.
It requires effort, patience, and a willingness to step outside your comfort zone.
Absolutely. Okay, I'm getting excited now. It's like we're on the verge of cracking a cosmic code.
It is, yeah. It's an exciting idea.
This is way more interesting than those online quizzes that tell you which Greek god you are.
Oh, totally.
But seriously, this is a lot to take in. I mean, Chol is suggesting that we've been living in this careful...
Especially in today's world, where we're constantly bombarded with information,
Right.
often without the tools to critically evaluate it.
So it's not just about uncovering these hidden truths. It's about developing our own critical thinking skills,
Exactly.
our ability to discern fact from fiction,
Yes.
truth from manipulation.
That's a big one.
Yeah. And that's where Chola's emphasis on personal responsibility comes into play, right?
Yeah.
He's not offering us some prepackaged belief system or a set of easy answers.
No?
He's challenging us to take ownership of our own intellectual journeys.
Yeah. Become active participants in our own evolution.
So instead of just being passive consumers of information,
Right.
we become the curators, the analysts,
Or the interpreters.
interpreters. We choose what we believe based on our own research,
Yes.
critical thinking.
I love that.
That's pretty powerful stuff, wouldn't you say?
Absolutely. It's a call to action. It's a reminder that we're not just cogs in a machine,
Yeah.
not just pawns in someone else's game.
We have the agency, the potential
Yeah.
to shape our own destinies,
Okay.
to reclaim our lost knowledge,
Yeah.
and to maybe, just maybe, surpass those who believe they're controlling us.
Okay, this is all very exciting. But I have to admit, it's a little daunting too.
Yeah.
If we accept Chola's challenge,
Yeah.
where do we even begin? How do we
Yeah.
go from feeling like we've been living in this matrix-like illusion
Okay.
to actually breaking free and reclaiming our power?
I think Chola gives us some clues. Remember what he said about sagacity?
Right, that deeper understanding.
Yeah, that deeper understanding that goes beyond mere information.
Right.
He believes that's our greatest strength.
Okay.
And it's something that we can cultivate through conscious effort.
So it's not about acquiring more and more information.
Right.
It's about learning how to think differently,
Think-
how
yeah.
to connect the dots, how to see the bigger picture.
It's about recognizing that the answers to our biggest questions, they might not come from external authorities.
Yeah. But from within ourselves,
Right.
from tapping into that innate human capacity for understanding.
But how do we tap into that? Do we need to, like, meditate on top of a mountain or something?
No.
I tried that once, and all I got was a sunburn and a bunch of mosquito bites.
No need for extreme measures.
Okay.
It starts with simple things. Being curious, asking questions, challenging assumptions, and most importantly, being open to new perspectives.
So instead of just scrolling through social media and passively consuming whatever's being fed to us, we need to be more discerning,
Yeah.
more critical, more engaged.
Be active.
We need to become active seekers of truth,
Yes.
not just passive recipients of someone else's narrative. I
Yeah,
like that.
I thought too.
Active seekers of truth.
It's got a good ring to it.
Yeah, it sounds very Indiana Jones, doesn't it?
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah.
That's what Chola's inviting us to do.
Yeah.
Embark on an adventure of intellectual discovery.
All right, I'm in. But let's be realistic here.
Yeah.
This isn't something that happens overnight, right? This is a lifelong journey,
Absolutely.
a process of continual learning and exploration.
I think so.
And there will be setbacks, moments of doubt,
Yeah, definitely.
times when we feel lost or overwhelmed.
That's part of the process.
Yeah.
The key is to stay curious, stay engaged,
Right.
and never stop asking questions.
So it's not about reaching some final destination,
Yeah.
some ultimate state of enlightenment.
Right.
It's about the journey itself,
Yeah.
the continual pursuit of knowledge and understanding. And who knows, maybe along the way we'll stumble upon some pretty incredible discoveries.
That's the exciting part.
It is. It is. This deep dive has been a wild ride. We've gone from, these mind-blowing claims about powerful beings and hidden agendas to a hopeful but, still kind of confusing vision of humanity's potential.
Right.
But all this talk of powerful beings,
Yeah.
hidden truths, cosmic conspiracies
Yeah.
can get a little heavy.
Yeah, it can.
Can we lighten things up a bit?
Mhm.
Does Chola offer any hope for humanity?
He does.
He
Yeah.
does.
Okay.
I mean, it sounds like we're being manipulated,
Yeah.
controlled,
By these beings that don't even fully understand what they're doing.
right?
It's kind of bleak picture, isn't it?
Well, let's talk about that.
Yeah, it does feel a bit like we're caught in this cosmic drama and we don't even know the script. But where's the hope in all of this?
You know, despite all these mind-boggling claims about powerful beings and hidden agendas, Chola actually has a surprisingly optimistic view of humanity.
Really? He does. That's not what I was expecting. How does that fit in with everything else he's saying?
Well, he believes that even though we might be caught in this web of manipulation,
Hmm.
we have something that these beings, these so-called gods, seem to lack. He talks about our capacity for decency and dignity, our ability to connect with each other on a deeper level, to empathize, to create beauty, and to strive for something beyond just power and control. So even though we might be less technologically advanced, we have something they don't, a kind of moral compass, a sense of right and wrong.
That's one way to look at it. He seems to be suggesting that our capacity for love, compassion, and creativity might be the key to transcending this cosmic game altogether.
Okay, that's starting to sound a little less bleak.
Mm-hmm.
But how do we tap into that? How do we cultivate those qualities, especially when it feels like we're surrounded by so much negativity and division in the world?
Well, this is where Chola's message really resonates with me. He doesn't offer any easy solutions or quick fixes. Instead, he emphasizes personal responsibility, the importance of making conscious choices and of taking action in our own lives to embody those qualities we want to see in the world.
So it's not about waiting for someone to come and save us or reveal all the answers. It's about taking responsibility for our own growth and evolution.
Exactly. It's about recognizing that we have the power to choose love over fear, compassion over judgment, and creativity over destruction. And every time we make those choices, we're not just changing ourselves, we're contributing to a larger shift in consciousness.
It's like those ripples in a pond. Even small acts of kindness or creativity can have a far-reaching impact.
That's a beautiful way to put it. And I think that's ultimately what Chola is calling us to do, to be the ripples, to spread those qualities of decency, dignity, and understanding outwards, not just for ourselves, but for all of humanity.
You know, when we started this deep dive, I was expecting to walk away with a sense of fear and paranoia, like we're all just pawns in some cosmic game.
Yeah.
But I actually feel a sense of hope, even a sense of excitement. It's like Chola has given us this amazing challenge, this incredible opportunity to step up and become something more than what we thought we were.
I couldn't have said it better myself. It's about reclaiming our power, not through domination or control, but through understanding, compassion, and the courage to question everything.
It's about choosing to be the authors of our own story, not just the characters in someone else's narrative.
And who knows, maybe that's the ultimate twist. That the very act of choosing love, compassion, and understanding is what disrupts the game altogether, what breaks us free from the limitations that have been imposed upon us.
Wow, that's a powerful thought. So if anyone listening is feeling inspired to embark on this journey of discovery, this quest for truth and understanding, where should they begin? What's our first step?
Remember those clues Chola gave us? The Dogon tribe's knowledge of Sirius, the recurring motif of the cosmic egg. Those are great starting points. Dive into those myths, explore the symbolism, and see where it leads you. And don't be afraid to question everything, even the things you thought you knew for sure.
It's like we're all explorers now, setting out to chart uncharted territories, not just in the outer world, but within ourselves as well.
And just like any great explorer, we need to be prepared for the unexpected, for the challenges and the setbacks, but also for the incredible discoveries that await us.
This deep dive has been a wild ride. We've gone from mind-blowing claims about powerful beings and hidden agendas to a hopeful vision of humanity's potential to transcend it all through love, compassion, and understanding.
It's been an honor to share this journey with you. And remember, this is just the beginning. The real exploration starts now in your own life, in your own search for truth and meaning.
So to everyone listening, keep questioning, keep exploring, and most importantly, never stop believing in your own capacity for greatness. Who knows what amazing discoveries you'll make along the way. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive, and until next time, keep seeking.